Hi there, welcome to another week of Counter-Strike game and skin market update. This is Skinomics2, and this video covers the 27th of January to the 2nd of February. The market is feeling the warmth of the Chinese New Year, and we have plenty to get into. Let's dive right into the headlines. Despite the lack of changes within the Armory pass, all items are still profitable. In addition, we have seen positive movements this week for the ROI on average, which means it might still be worthwhile to grind the passes. For some reasons, charms are at the bottom of the charts, even though the pass is still the only place to obtain them. The discontinued Deagle Heat Treated also stopped its declining prices, now averaging $3.33 from the original $10 input. Moving on, this week was the second week in which the discounted Shanghai stickers have been tradable. We actually saw some decent increases in return for the contender team stickers, thanks to a rise in the price of the rare Atom sticker. In spite of this, everything is very unprofitable. Now, let's talk about the biggest headline of the week, which has been the problematic Steam market. The problem is that new listings were unable to be created for most of the week, causing ask prices to be significantly higher than bid prices. The on-screen example is of the Legion of Anubis. Third-party marketplaces were largely unaffected. By using Twitter posts as a rough timeline, we can see that the issue first occurred en masse on the 29th of January and were mostly fixed by the 1st of February. Despite third-party market prices largely unaffected, people who were selling cosmetics to fund Steam game purchases were affected by this problem, which no doubt is still an impact to player confidence. Next, we saw the spectacular collapse of the UK eSports organisation into the breach. The CEO has been accused of embezzling and misusing £500,000 of company money to fund his own purchases. He has partially admitted guilt to these accusations. As a result, the organisation has now disbanded, with players including Smooya still unpaid for their services. The update that came with Season 2 this week have confirmed the weapon changes that were announced last week. The reduction in price to the A4 and the FAMAS were both $100 to $2,900 and $1,950 respectively. Prices for A4 skins have continued to increase after the change. Other changes include lower crouching accuracy for the MP series of weapons as well as increased accuracy for the FAMAS. 3Clicks Philip did a much better analysis of this than me, but as you can see, I do not think the changes are too significant in both instances. However, these marginal changes do make a large impact at the pro level. We did also see changes to the scope of the Craig and the AUG. I am very dissatisfied with these changes as the center dot is now much larger, which I think makes them less usable at range. Although a welcoming change in this camp is the introduction for the ability to change the colors of the dot by the command on the bottom right. This was previously available in CSGO. Lastly for the week, the popular YouTuber and cash trader Anomaly was banned for a brief period of a few hours. Theories suggest that he may have been mass reported by people who do not like him. The quick unbanning has contrasted starkly with the ban of the cash trader Syncho, with approximately $200,000 in his inventory, whom is still banned since the end of last year. Finally, let's move on to our weekly craft idea. I have a teasing face craft based on the Neo Noir finish on the A4 this week. The pose reminds me of a Kanbei from Pokemon. To make this, simply place an XD sticker over the face of the Neo Noir skin, then place glaring stickers over the eyes. Lastly, use the lefty sticker over the eye on the right. The craft is incredibly cheap. Hope you enjoy. Switching gears now to the market. The Skinomics2 index, which contains a list of items I use to represent the market, saw a continued rally of 3.06% this week. We saw multiple tailwinds, including the Season 2 update, as well as the Chinese New Year, which have both propelled the market. The eSports Fire Index, which contains a list of 300 high-value liquid items, rose even further as well. The incline was very steep this week, which is great news. Moving on to the value of trade and trade volume data sourced from iTrade.gg. On buff, we saw both volume and value increase dramatically the day after Chinese New Year, as people seek to use their gift money. A more general incline can be seen with CS float volume and value data also sourced from iTrade.gg. People are still migrating to the platform over the longer term. Now, let's break the skin market movements down into categories. Starting off with knives and gloves, we saw a bounce back from the retraction last week in this category. Vices in particular did quite well. Higher tiered weapon skins also increased. Interestingly, despite the A4's huge increase, A1s did not fare too badly. Agent skins have actually increased as well for the first time in more than 1.5 months. Last but not least, we saw affordable weapon skins being another winner this week, which is great for the market health. Moving on, According to CS2 case tracker, case unboxing numbers have reached a new high since November 2024. People have shifted their focus back from the Armory pass as well as the Shanghai stickers. As a result of the increasing unboxing numbers, non-active case prices have seen persistent rises. Gamma was the biggest champion this week. The same trend extends towards active cases, although the market darling of Dreams and Nightmare have surprisingly lost 0.52%. I guess it does make sense, given that it has the lowest profit chance out of the pool for any given unbox. Let's now take a glimpse at this week's biggest winners and losers. The biggest winners list as expected is made up of A4s. In particular, the top two were the Desert Strike and the Radiation Hazard, from the Huntsman and Nuke collections respectively. In the third place, we have a Woxic sticker. Woxic managed to do extremely well in the first season of the Blast Bounty tournament, so his sticker appearance here is logical. In losers, we have two Shanghai stickers as supplies continue to increase. We also have a Madden sticker. Madden is currently benched on the Falcons. Onto the top trades of the week sourced from the skin trading site iTrade.gg. We have some very interesting sales this week on Buff. The first place is a very clean pair of Hedge Mazes, whereas the second and third places are both Cato 14 crafts, made up of a 4x Titan Blue Laminate and a 1x Iberpower Howl. On CS Float, it was a tad more boring. First and second places were Emerald Butterflies, whereas the third place is the fourth best float Howl at a 0003 float. Moving into game news, there were two updates for the week. The main changes were Premier Season 2 and the weapon balancing changes. You can watch last week's update for a more in-depth breakdown into the badge system for the Season 2 of Premier released this week. Onto the pro scene, IEM Katowice playing saw 8 teams qualify for the main event. In particular, Imperial FE lost against Furia and Big to lose out on the event. However, that was not before putting up a good fight against Furia on Mirage. Keep in mind they also played with a substitute due to visa issues. Looking ahead, the main event of IEM Katowice will see both Nico and Robs facing off against their old teams, which should be good fun to watch. In other news, PGR Cluj-Napoca confirmed teams attending. The event will be held from February 21st to 23rd. Blast and ESL has also confirmed their respective schedules for 2027. It confirms that there will be 2 majors held that year in June and December. Bad News Eagles confirmed the return of their old team. Lastly, Sangal signed players from the Tier 2 scene after losing their core to the current Heroic team. I am still open to skin donations, and a reminder to join my Discord. Please like, share, and subscribe. On that bombshell, thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.